Hi, I'm Katie Sky. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my fall Forestcore island of Pinecone. If you've been enjoying watching me build Pinecone, make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can see all of the videos that I'm going to be doing. And this is the tailors, which we did last week. And this week we will be working over here to the right of resident services. We'll be doing this little area and a little bit behind it. Hopefully these villagers don't get in the way as much as they did last week, but I do not have faith in that. But let's go ahead and get started. You guys know the drill. We are going to start by putting our little helmet on, and we're just going to jump right into the terraforming. So this area that I'm working on right now is actually going to be a little Landbridge, if you couldn't tell by the title, but it's going to be a small little land bridge that's going to kind of lead into the area that most of the houses are going to be residing in, and the villager house that we're going to work on today is going to be Fauna's house. Also, I'm sure that's in the title, so you already know that. But I was just counting out to see how many spaces across it was, because I'm trying to figure out how to do the inclines, because I wanted to do two inclines, one from the resident services side and one from the beach side, and there's not enough space to do it how I was initially going to do it, so I have to fix it later on. But it was kind of a struggle because I'd never done like vertical to the resident service plaza, and it does not like to have stairs near it. That is for sure. But we're just gonna build that out, and then I have an inspiration picture, which is basically just using like a plank path and then log stakes, so that's what the goal is going to be. I initially was also going to do the area directly behind the plaza, like you can see where that rock is, and I was going to do that in this video as well, but I decided that I'm going to make that into an actual like rock garden, so that probably won't be until closer to the end of the island, because it's easier to do rock gardens when there are no spots left. So I do think that we'll do a rock garden. I wasn't sure I was gonna do a rock garden initially because I've been doing them a lot lately, but I do think that it'll look cute, and there's already a rock there, so you know, that took some of the work out of it for me. And of course we have to make sure that we're gonna round all of our corners because we do not want any 90-degree angles, because angles are bad in this game to me, in my head. Listen, I may have gone a little bit overboard and just terraformed the rest of the island, but I also planned it out, so it's okay, right? It's all planned out, it's all shaped out now, and now we just have to decorate it. But that took a while. And this is where I learned that you can't have the inclines directly next to the plaza, which is rude. So I have to reimagine how I was gonna do these inclines. So this is just me struggling to figure it out. And I did eventually figure it out, but it took a long time. As you can see, it's now dark, but we're gonna go ahead and put these inclines in, and then we are gonna get Fauna's house moved in. And now it's the next day and everything has been moved in. It's actually several days later, but you know, we have our little inclines, and that's all I did that day. And now we're just going to get into the decorating part, but this is the part that I needed to knock down to give it a straight edge so that it would work for the land bridge. It just didn't end up working out that I could do this little area for like a tree and some shrubs. It didn't look right for what I was going for, so I just had to knock it down real quick. And now we can finally start decorating. So obviously we're gonna start with figuring out where our trees are gonna go. And I wanted to make sure that I could get a tree in there, and then I'm decorating around it and putting our little path circles down because it's kind of an awkward area, which for some reason I keep building myself into little awkward areas on this island, and I'm not really sure how that keeps happening, but I'm getting used to just doing weird areas now. And this is where I decided, instead of doing a tree, I'm actually gonna do a little lamp post. That's what these ones are called, right? A lamp post? A light post? A lamp post? Lamp post. I can never remember the names of these things. Anyway, we're just gonna put more wheat field down because there's so much wheat field on this island. Honestly, the wheat field is probably why it's already lagging. I say already, but like this island is more than halfway done by the end of this video, so yeah, that's about when it starts to lag. And we're gonna just start doing our pathing. The pathing on this land bridge, or I guess like the part before like the official land bridge starts, the pathing's kind of funky because it's trying to connect. I was trying to connect the two inclines and then the actual land bridge part, and I didn't want it to be too straight, but there wasn't a lot of room to make it like squiggly, but I think it ends up looking okay. But let me know what you think. Also, this is the path that I made. It's mostly done now. I might still do a couple of tweaks, but I think it came out really cute. What do you think? It's like little orange leaves on the dirt path. It's because it's like fall time, but I think it came out really cute. I like it. I've been liking doing the signs and like the pathing, like making my own custom designs. I'm not super great at it, but I have been enjoying doing it so I can customize it to the island that I'm working on. And now we're gonna go ahead and start putting down the plank pathing for like the main part of the land bridge. This is also where I start to see there's a little issue and I need to adjust some of the terraforming, as always happens with me. Terraforming is hard. So I did make it a bit narrower, and then I'm just taking away this first row so that it's not as close to the dirt path, because that doesn't make sense. And then we're gonna fill in the rest of the land bridge itself. But I did take it in, I think, one tile in on each side, so it's only, I think, 4 wide instead of 6 wide, so that you still have plenty of room to run down it without running into stuff, but it's not so far, or it's not so wide that it looks weird that there's not more stuff on it. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head. And you can see little Fauna's house in the background. We're going to decorate that too, but not until later in this video. I think I already said that actually. And it's probably in the title. I don't remember these things. And now we're just going to readjust even more of the cliff because it didn't look right. And I do have to adjust this a few different times just so that it works for just so that it looks right, because it doesn't look right in my head a lot of the times, or it doesn't look like how I want it to look in my, like how I see it in my head. But now we can go ahead and get started on more of the decorating. And we are going to be doing some little trees down here. And down here it's mostly gonna just be like natural stuff, flowers, trees, shrubs. And then I am gonna put a little stunted tree up here. I'm not gonna lie, having those two hardwoods so close kind of bothers me, but I'm gonna deal with it for right now. And we are gonna do some more, what are they called? Codes. Some more codes so that I can put another street lamp down because we need to light the island. And let's start adding some more items in. We're gonna do the little log stump. And then of course a cute little library. And now I'm just throwing down some orange flowers. And we're trying to get a bike in there, some log stakes. We're really just doing the kind of filler area in between the koi pond and then the start of the Landbridge basically. And now we're gonna get started to the actual Landbridge. And we're going to line the Landbridge with jail bars and the log stakes, and that'll kind of be like the railings almost. But I found a really cool picture. If I can find it again, I will put it up on the screen. These are the kind of inspiration photos that I found, so we're kind of combining them. Just doing the jail bars on the outside and then the log stakes on the inside basically, and that's going to be like our entire railing system. I am a little bummed that I won't be able to do like the trees on either side to make it look like a really big forest that you're walking through, but we just don't have the space. As you can see, we are literally on the beach now, so maybe on a future island I'll be able to do that, or somewhere else on this island. I don't know that I have enough space to do this anywhere else, but it'll be interesting nonetheless, with or without the trees. So I did struggle with this little jail bar a little bit. Didn't want to go where it was supposed to. So now we're just gonna move on to the next step, which are the log stakes. Like, it's so wild, and I didn't anticipate using this many. I mean, I got a lot, but I just didn't get enough. So I only managed to do half before I had to go to a treasure island to get more. You know, because that's what needed to happen, of course, in the middle of a build. And I was gonna do it in this kind of squiggly kind of pattern, but I don't like it. And I do end up changing it because I'm just like, it looks kind of weird. So I'm gonna turn them to face all the same way, which I like a lot better. It's more railing-esque. But I tried to do something and it didn't work, and that's fine. You know, that's what this game is about. It's about experimenting and, you know, doing something different every now and then. Not just doing the same thing over and over, which I tend to do. Especially because I like to do Fall Island so often, so some of them start to kind of look the same. And that's no fun. So I tried something different, it didn't work, and I changed it back. No big deal. And now we're gonna go and move on to Fauna's area. I did time travel into the middle of the night because I didn't want any of the villagers getting in my way. So I do that sometimes when they're being extra irritating to me. I decorate in the middle of the night. I know a lot of people do not like decorating in like the dark and the rain, but I really like it. So I hope you don't hate watching the dark decorating, but that's what I like to do. What kind of decorator are you? While we watch me do the outline of the river for Fauna. Do you like to only decorate when it's sunny and bright out? Do you not care? Do you like to do it in the middle of the night? Do you like to do it when it's gloomy? I'm curious, am I the only one that likes to decorate when it's raining and dark out? Let me know. So this river, I'm not going to take all the way back because at this point I don't know what I want to do with Hazel's house, which is the house behind Fauna's. So I just kind of leave that, and this river did put me through it because it was very close to the Landbridge, so I had to be very careful about not making it inaccessible. So it was a challenge, to say the least, but in the end it worked out pretty good, and we got a cute little diagonal bridge out of it. So I'm not gonna make you sit through all of the struggling of me trying to figure out how to make it work, but you got the general outline that I did. This island has just already been so terraforming and waterscaping heavy that I don't think that we need to watch the same struggles over and over. So I'm gonna cut out a lot of that from now on just because there's no need for it. But yeah, the diagonal bridge did give me some trouble, as they normally do. It took some finessing, but you know, we got there in the end, and as I keep saying, that's what matters. It doesn't matter that I struggled to get there and I had to keep messing with the terraforming over and over and over. The point is that we're there and we got the bridge in, and it looks so cute. See, so cute, so worth it, right? And now that we have the bridge in, I just need to fix this like little front area so that it makes sense and doesn't look weird, but also you have space to get through. And that did take me a minute to figure out, as is the theme of my decorating, it would appear. But as I said, it came out cute. That's all that I care about. So at this point, this island is about halfway done, which is really cool. And I've already started planning my next island. Which is about the time that I normally do that anyways, so... But I'm excited for the next island now, but I need to finish this island first. So that's what is going on in my head as I'm like planning, or as I'm decorating this island. I'm like in my head planning out the next one. I don't know why I'm like this, but you know, it is just how I am. So right now I'm just trying to finish shaping the river before I moved on to putting the trees in, just because I didn't want you to be able to jump over the river. I wanted you to have to use the bridge that took me so long to put in. But now we're putting in the trees. So we're starting the process of decorating, finally. It feels like it's taken so long to get here. And now we're gonna start doing the little pathing, which will be like the circles that I've been really liking to do. It took me a while to get them in the right spot. Not a while. It took me 2 tries to get them in the right spot. And I just wanted, you know, the little circle, and then I was gonna do the planks to the actual door. I think it came out cute, that combination, which I've never really done it like that before. So anyways, Fauna's house is going to get a little reading area because I feel like the normals really like books. Also, we always have to have a reading area bookstore on all of my islands because I am a writer, I'm an author, a published author, so I do like books a lot. So that's what she's getting. She's getting a little like book stand with all of the books that she could ever want. So we're just putting down some book stacks and then the little recycled paper bundle, which looks like books stacked together. And of course we need a little custom code, and then we're going to move on to the and over here we're going to add another custom code because I don't think you can actually put anything else right here. And it's of course going to be our little bat friends. Gotta have the bats represented on this island. And a little free library that could be a free library, or it could be her mailbox, who knows. And I also wanted to give her a little writing area on her, next to her house, with a little typewriter. Maybe she's writing a book, I don't know. Maybe she just likes the typewriter. So she can sit there and do that. I thought that was really cute. And then we're just gonna do a little pathway leading to said table. Stopping to put a flower in, of course. Gotta make sure we get all of our flowers. And we're gonna pop in a flower there as well. I do end up changing it multiple times because it gets too in line with other things. But now we're moving on to in front of the bridge, the 2 bridges, we're making the little pathing. And then we're going to decorate this little filler area. It's just going to be natural things, bushes, flowers, wheat fields, that kind of thing. Trees where I can fit them. And a couple of light lampposts. And we're going to move on to this front area to finish the pathing off, which this just gets a little circle because there's not a lot of space. And I thought it would look really weird if I did like a full path there, if that makes sense. And we're just adding in our last little circle here so that it connects everything. So you know that this is the way that you go. And more bat friends. If you can't tell, I really like bats. I like spooky things, bats. I like ghosts, witches, all of those fun things. And there goes the lamppost. It's a little bit in the way, but it's really cute, so we have to keep that. A little seating area. And then finally we're gonna put in a little standing lamp because it is a fall island, so we need some pumpkins so that you know that it's fall, obviously. And another pumpkin there. I haven't been doing the best job of decorating fall-like, but I'm trying to do better with the houses, make them a little bit more fall-esque. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Pretty much fall type item, pumpkin type item I shoved into this area. So we have the pumpkin lantern, the spooky lantern set, I think it is. These cute little trees. And all of the flowers that we could possibly want. I do like decorating with flowers. That is for sure. And as I pop in the little log stake here, we're getting to the end of where we're decorating over here because I don't go much past the bridge because that's going to be part of the next build. Or the build after that? No, the next build. So we're just popping in a couple of bushes and then a flower. And then we're gonna head back over to Fauna's area and put some trees behind her house. Eventually, we're gonna put some trees behind her house. And this area I might come back to because I don't know that I love how it came out. Just because it looks kind of open behind the stall, so I might come back and maybe put a stool or do something so it doesn't look as empty. But that's probably gonna come in a like a filler video. But we're just gonna finish off this little area with a couple of larger items. And we are done. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Check out the other videos in this series, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!